Bellows and Bellas, welcome to Moxie Witz, episode 2. In today's conversation, we are going to be discussing the past year in crypto, which has been plagued with fraud, countless investigations, prosecutions, allegations of insider trading, billions of dollars in lawsuits, and the mysterious deaths of 8 separate crypto millionaires and billionaires just in the past 9 months alone. What is going on in crypto? Is crypto the future of finance, or is it just a hallmark pyramid scheme that's about to go through a major correction in regulations? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep it 100 as usual, and I'm blowing up spots to bring you the facts. Without further delay, let's slide right in. So in 2022, the illicit use of cryptocurrencies hit a record high of 20.1 billion as transactions involving companies targeted by US sanctions skyrocketed. In 2022, transactions associated with sanctioned entities increased more than 100,000-fold and made up 44% of last year's illicit activity. So this week, I've been hearing the birds chirping about cryptocurrency all over social media with these clickbait titles like how to turn 10K into $2.5 million with crypto fast. And a few days ago, you got that butt munch, Elon Musk, posting one of his infamous cryptic tweets about Dogecoin, which ended up pumping the price up by 13%. And then you have these crypto fanatics are going bananas, uploading videos left and right, telling their followers and subscribers to buy Dogecoin now. And I'm thinking, yeah. People's memory is freaking short as fuck, man. People have really short memories. Literally, last summer was not even that long ago. Last summer of 2022. We're in summer of 2023 right now. So the summer of 2022, last summer, Elon Musk was sued for $258 billion in a class action lawsuit by investors over an alleged Dogecoin pyramid scheme, stating that he was part of a racketeering scheme to basically pump the cryptocurrency. So last month, the plaintiffs filed an amended complaint that also accused the Tesla CEO of insider trading. So allegedly, Elon Musk sold roughly $124 million worth of Dogecoin this past April after he just, strategically replaced Twitter's logo with Dogecoin's logo. And obviously, it led to a 30% increase in Dogecoin's price. So according to the filing, Musk went on a deliberate course of carnival barking, market manipulation, and just plain old insider trading in order to defraud his investors blatantly. So in all, the complaint claims that Elon Musk had intentionally driven the price of Dogecoin up by over 36,000% over several years, and then he let it crash. Make of that what you want, all right? Some people love Elon Musk, but in my opinion, it seems like the same old song playing itself again. You got Elon Musk, a notorious troublemaker, who also happens to now be the richest man in the world with a net worth of $237.7 billion, right? Just doing whatever the hell he wants, acting like the laws don't apply to him, right? And his actions have shown that he could give a rat's ass about his investors. And you know what? I'm happy to delve more into it at a later date. But look, I don't even want to talk about Elon Musk because I'm going to get in a bad mood. I'd rather just discuss these mysterious deaths of 8 crypto tycoons in the past 9 months. I mean, that is freaking wild. Let's talk about that. So the crypto world seems to be losing a lot of its talent to very mysterious deaths. I mean, this is suspicious as fuck. According to some sources, there are likely to be more to come. Look, I hope not, but just saying. In the past year, there have been 8 mysterious deaths and murders involving crypto tycoons. So let's start with October 28, 2022, 9 months ago. Nikolai Mushegian, 29 years old, crypto pioneer, developer of blockchain-based decentralized finance platforms. He really just wanted to end global banking corruption and was a co-founder of crypto lending platform MakerDAO. So on October 2022, this is pretty freaking wild, Nikolai tweeted that the CIA and Mossad were going to kill his ass, okay? A few hours later, he was allegedly found dead, floating in the beach in Puerto Rico. How the hell does this happen? I don't know. So let's talk about these tweets. So one of the tweets said, quote, CIA and Mossad and pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking entrapment blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands. Way to go, snitch. Pedo elite, what the fuck though? I don't know. Sounds like a little self-snitching to me, but I mean, why wouldn't he just like mentioning names or calling the police? Like, why does he have to put that on Twitter? Like, take that shit to church or, do a little confession. Like, that sounds weird. I'm sorry to say. Look, God bless. I hope he's resting in peace, but I don't know, that tweet sounds really weird. So anyway, so then he goes and tweets at 4:57 a.m. Quote, they are going to frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who was a spy. They will torture me to death, end quote. Okay, so the 29-year-old, after writing these putting out these horrendous tweets, decides to go out for a walk. He leaves his $6 million beach house in posh Condado, San Juan, Puerto Rico. So a little after 9 a.m., all of a sudden, a surfer finds him just floating in the water, unalive. He's in his clothes. He has his wallet on him, and he's found in a beach that's like a surfer beach with just really rough waves. So it was weird that he was there, but I don't know what his intentions were. He seemed to not be in a good place. I kind of feel bad for him, actually. But I mean, let's talk about this. So the news of Meshigian's death, coupled with his last tweets and other dark posts about fighting evil people who were part of the central banking cartel, which he claimed used debt and blackmail as weapons, have fueled conspiracy theories online, all over the finance community, and in the tight-knit cryptocurrency community in Puerto Rico. So in September, Meshigian, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. But anyway, so in September, Meshigian tweeted that there were 3 possible futures for me. This is him. Quote, 3 possible futures for me. 1, suicide by CIA. 2, CIA brain damage, slave asset. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Or 3, worst nightmare of people who fucked with me up until now. I am sure these are my only options. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. Sounds like he's crying for help. So a person, listen to this. So a person who knew Meshigian very well for years, and allegedly they had a falling out 2 years ago, said that the developer was, quote, very, very smart. I mean, you can't just think of another word. Very, very smart. But also suffered from extreme bouts of paranoia. So this is another quote that this mystery person told the press. This mystery person wanted to remain anonymous. So, quote, he had mental problems, said the source, who wanted to remain anonymous, right? He saw a psychiatrist at times. He smoked a lot of pot, a tremendous amount, end quote. Look, this mystery person sounds like a petty bitch, just saying. Like, it sounds like that was his ex trying to come out and, like, make him look bad. Because, like, what is him smoking pot and going through a little paranoia have to do with, these extreme situations? I mean, maybe this kid knew something that we didn't know. I mean, clearly he was on another level, but I don't know. This person sounds a little bit like a snitch, and he smoked a lot of pot, a tremendous amount. Like, I don't know. Sounds like she's bitter about it, maybe. He was a multimillionaire and only 29. So I don't know. Bitches can get petty. Guys can get petty too. But I don't know. The whole thing was kind of weird. And another weird thing about this case is that allegedly his family doesn't think there was any foul play. So his family's like, oh yeah, sounds about right. But the Puerto Rican government, I read somewhere that they still are continuing to investigate this. So good for them. I mean, seems very weird. So let's go on to the next case. So we have Javier Biosca, 50 years old. This was a month later, November 22nd, 2022. So Javier Biosca was a cryptocurrency broker, whatever the hell that is, right? You definitely don't need a license to be a cryptocurrency broker. But anyway, he was another millionaire accused of the biggest crypto scam in Spanish history. Anyway, this guy was found unalive in Estepona, Spain, after falling from a 5th-floor balcony. He had recently been released on bail 3 weeks prior and stood accused of running a crypto-based Ponzi scheme founded by his London-based company Algorithm Group that swindled over 750 investors out of $848 million. Motherfucker. That's foul, man. This is some like Bernie Madoff type shit. The alleged Ponzi scheme at first attracted mostly ordinary people looking to quickly multiply their life savings. But Biosca got a little greedy. He hired a PR team to drum up business among wealthier clients and was also known to have done some business with the Russian mafia. Yikes, bad move, Biosca. Anyway, this guy was allegedly promising returns of 20 to 25% to his clients per week. He was also living a very lavish lifestyle because according to sources, this guy was just spending all of his clients' money. And just like Bernie Madoff, right, the crypto crash came, and that's what revealed his Ponzi scheme to his clients, because that's when the clients went to go get their money out, and he was not able to pay them. He was also not able to pay his employees. That's fucked up. So on charges of fraud, money laundering, falsifying documents, and running a criminal organization, Biosca had spent 8 months in jail in Spain. So his release 3 weeks prior to his death was because a mystery guarantor was able to come up with over $1 million to bail his ass out of jail. So it turns out this mystery person was a creditor, one of his investors that wanted his money back. And during those 3 weeks, this mystery guarantor figured out that this guy, Javier Biosca, is not going to pay him back. All right. So what does he do? He goes and decides to rescind the bail. So that was about to send Javier Biosca back to prison. And Javier Biosca allegedly lost about 40 pounds. Okay. And he was getting beat up in jail. So he was not trying to go back there. But anyway, still not sure if he unalived himself or if he was whacked. So before he could get sent back to prison, he fell out of a window. So some people believe Biosca unalived himself, right? But it's also known that Biosca cheated the wrong people, aka members of the Russian mafia. So there is some suspicion that Biosca's death was not accidental and that he was helped out of that window by some angry and furious mafia clients. Okay, that sucks. Yeah, look, you got to be careful who you do business with. Like mafia money, it's not worth it. These people will put a pen through your freaking eye. Seriously, and you'll get blacklisted. I mean, it's not as bad as the old days, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could be either way. He could have been like upset and he decided to end his own life, or you know, the mob was like, yeah, I can't even stand to see your ass. Like, you gotta die. Like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. If I had to guess, he probably unalived himself because he was getting beat up in prison and had lost 40 pounds. But I don't know. He could have been whacked. Who knows? Still very mysterious. So let's go on to the next case. Another multi-millionaire, young crypto co-founder, Tiantin Cullender, 30 years old, co-founder of Hong Kong-based digital asset company Amber Group, was found unalive in his sleep at the age of 30. So this one is really weird as well. I mean, look, allegedly Tiantin was like a very healthy and fit person. He founded the cryptocurrency trading platform with some other industry insiders that he had worked with at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. And so Tiantin had previously worked at both of those shops as a trader. So earlier that year, right? So this happened November 23rd, 2022. So this is a day after Javier Biosca, is found, dead after falling out of a window. So a day later, Tiantin Cullender is found dead in his sleep. Okay. So this is what's weird about this. First of all, the guy was healthy, right? But earlier that year, this was in November, so earlier that year, I don't know, I guess like January, February, March, but like Amber Group was valued at $3 billion at the time. But earlier that year, like they had scored $200 million of funding in a round. Okay. This is according to the New York Post. What's weird is that the tragic news comes as Amber Group was on the cusp of landing a big investment and was reportedly in the process of raising another $100 million. Like, that seems a little bit odd to me, like they had just raised $200 million, like, and all of a sudden they need another 100 million. Like, I don't know. And then this fit 30-year-old just ends up dead in his sleep. I don't know. Sounds fishy to me. I have no idea if this is still being investigated, but I don't know. Maybe it should. Hopefully, they asked his friends, and sat them down, because I don't know. That sounds a bit fishy. Sounds fishy. So let's go to the next one. So this one took November 25th, 2022. So this one was 2 days later. Okay. Vyacheslav Taran, okay, was a Russian crypto billionaire, 53 years old. He mysteriously died in a helicopter crash near Monaco under very mysterious circumstances. Okay, so Vyacheslav Taran was the founder of Forex Club and president of the LibertyX Group. And he was the sole passenger of a helicopter that crashed. Okay, and it was reported that another person, a VIP, was expected to join Taran, but canceled at the last minute. That's fishy as fuck. I mean, some news sources claim that Taran had many enemies in Russia before his company, the Forex Club, had allegedly ripped off a lot of investors. So much so that the company had its license revoked in 2018. It is alleged that any number of these disgruntled investors could have been responsible for that crash. The pilot, a young pilot, also passed away in that helicopter accident. So, but he was the only VIP there, right? Which is weird. I mean, look, I wouldn't put it past these people maybe fiddling around with the helicopter, you know? Yeah, all of a sudden it's missing some parts. I don't know. It's weird. Especially because that other VIP that's not being named was expected to join Taran but canceled at the last minute. And what's up with these Russians being allegedly involved? Like, why are the Russians getting called out? That's really weird. So another thing, like Ukrainian news agency Union, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but they claimed, without citing any evidence, that Taran was a billionaire crypto businessman indeed, with likely ties to the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service. Okay, it alleged he was linked to the SVR Foreign Espionage Agency and was responsible for, quote, laundering Russian funds through a system of cryptocurrency operations. Yikes. Yeah, I think they killed his ass. I think they pieced him. He sounded like he was a billionaire. He sounds like he stepped on a lot of toes and pissed off a lot of people. And yeah, I don't believe in coincidences like that. So let's go on to the next one. So Park Mo, this one took place December 30th, 2022. So Park Mo was the vice president of Vidente, right? A shareholder company, which was the largest shareholder of South Korean cryptocurrency exchange, Bithumb. So he was found unalive on December 30th, 2022, in front of his house in the early morning, okay? So Park Mo was under investigation at the time, along with Bithumb's behind-the-scenes chairman, Kang Jun-yoon, and his sister, Kang Jun-yeon. So I guess the Koreans put their last name first when it's in writing. But anyway, for allegedly embezzling funds at Bithumb-related companies and manipulated stock prices. So Park Mo was allegedly the prime suspect in the case and was in charge of accounting work under the Kang siblings. Well, according to reports, some people suspect that Park Mo's choice to unalive himself was due to the fact that the Kang siblings were trying to F him over and put all the responsibility for embezzling funds and manipulating stocks on him. That's fucked up. Okay, so the Kangs allegedly sought improper benefits by manipulating stock prices and issuing convertible bonds, and by stealing money from borrowed companies to build slush funds. So less than 2 months after Park Mo was found unalived, Kang Jun-un, the real owner of Bithumb, was charged with embezzlement, breach of trust, and fraudulent illegal transactions. So look, that's at least a little bit of a happy ending. I mean, I don't like when people try to set other people up. That's messed up. But anyway, so he's fucked. And I'm not sure if he ended up taking a plea, or like the sister ended up getting off, and that's why, he ended up, taking one for the team. I'm not sure what happened there. It might still be an ongoing investigation, because there were several other people that were questioned, and there was one guy that got he beat some case. He was like, they were looking for him regarding over $100 million or something of embezzle fund, and he beat the case. So I forgot his name, but this Bithumb company, shady as fuck. Okay, so Bob Lee, let's move on to the other case. This is number 6. Now we're going, this happened in April 2023. So co-creator of Cash App, first CTO of former Square. So Bob Lee, this happened April 4th, 2023. Co-creator of Cash App, first CTO of the former Square, now Block Inc., and chief product officer of MobileCoin, was found stabbed to death in San Francisco in the pre-dawn hours on April 4th, 2023. So Nima Momeni, a 38-year-old man, has been accused of killing him. A witness described as a close friend of Lee's said he went over to hang out with them, and I guess like an argument ensued. And I know that they mentioned like Momeni's sister was involved, and so I'm not sure what exactly happened, but an autopsy found Lee was stabbed 3 separate times. Once in the hip and twice in the chest, according to the documents. One of the stab wounds directly penetrated Lee's heart, causing his death. Freaking sad. So a kitchen knife was found near the scene. And District Attorney Jenkins said in a news conference that adding the department had proof beyond a reasonable doubt that Momeni committed murder. Okay. A witness described as Lee's close friend said Momeni and Lee had an early discussion about Momeni's sister and whether his sister was doing drugs or anything inappropriate. According to court documents, Lee had told Momeni nothing inappropriate had happened according to the documents. Allegedly, I guess something escalated, and I don't know, like a kitchen knife being used. I don't know if this was planned. I mean, Bob Lee was extremely wealthy, multi-million dollar, crypto tycoon and tech pioneer. But I mean, a kitchen knife as a murder weapon? That seems like something like a crime of passion type of weapon kind of thing. Like, I don't know what was going on. Look, I could be wrong. I don't know. Look, all I know is this. So Nima Momeni, right? The 38-year-old man that allegedly, was accused of killing him, right? And allegedly, anyway, I don't know if like the trial is over or what, but supposedly this guy, Nina Momeni, also killed 2 teens back in 2005. So this guy is not well, all right? I'm not sure if he had already done a bid or what, or if it later, came out that he ended up killing these 2 teens, but this guy is a real sick fuck. And I'm not sure why he was so bent out of shape about his sister. Like, I don't know. Like, he was like, I don't know if they were doing drugs. I'm not sure what freaking happened, but it's really odd. I guess I don't know if like the authorities are convinced if this was a premeditated or if it was a crime of somewhat passion, or I don't know. It's just freaking weird. So let's go to number 7, Dr. John Forsyth. So Dr. John Forsyth was found on June 1st, 2023. Okay. So the Forsyth brothers created OnfoCoin in 2020, allowing users to earn tokens by referencing others to the platform through a strategy called network mining. So Forbes tagged John as a Bitcoin millionaire in that same year. Dr. John Forsyth was a crypto advocate, emergency room doctor, and father of 7. Holy shit. And he was reported missing by relatives after not showing up to his shift at Mercy Hospital in Cassville, Missouri on May 21st. So they first found Forsyth's car. It was discovered at a nearby lake, unlocked, with his personal belongings inside, like including his wallet, passport, and briefcase, right? And also they found I think 2 mobile phones. And when they finally discovered his body about a week later, they discovered it in an Arkansas lake with a gunshot wound. And this is weird because the cops are saying that they don't think there was any foul play. How the hell don't they think that there was any foul play? I mean, the guy was found with a gunshot wound in the lake. And also his family said that, he would never do something like this, that he would always show up to work. He was super responsible. He loved his kids. And, this crypto wasn't his, end all be all. This guy was a doctor as well. So this is weird though. So Forsyth's son said his father ran the crypto business alongside his brother, which is this guy's uncle, right? And that Dr. Forsyth had a passion for making cryptocurrency beneficial to society, but also encountered conflicts. Conflicts including a quote-unquote hacker battle with an unidentified person. Okay, that's creepy. Who is this unidentified? Who are all these unidentified people here? Like, that's weird. There's been like 4 different unidentified people. It's like, why aren't they being identified? I don't get it. So the company Onfo and OnfoCoin were highly critical of the US government and their quantitative easing, aka they were really pissed off about the government printing money. And in 2021, Dr. John Forsyth uploaded a video on YouTube talking about the US dollar basically plummeting. All right. There were no other videos that were posted after that. Very sad. Very, very sad. I feel bad. 7 kids. And he had a fiance. Anyway, crazy. I mean, I hope like the cops don't think that he like unalived himself. Like, I don't think he unalived himself. I think that somebody got him, and nobody knows who did it. It might have been that having to do with this hacker battle and that unidentified person. But anyway, scary, scary shit. So let's go to number 8. Fernando Perez Algaba. So this one was in July 23rd, 2023. So that was just a few days ago, right? So Fernando Perez Algaba was a millionaire crypto influencer, okay? He met a grisly end, leaving his nearly 1 million followers on Instagram shocked. So apparently the 41-year-old crypto entrepreneur was discovered in a suitcase near a stream in Argentina by 2 children playing. Damn. Ugh. Man, those kids, I hope like, I wouldn't be able to forget that image. Jesus Christ, poor kids are just playing and then they have to find some like chopped up freaking crypto influencer with tattoos and a bag. Jesus Christ. So the gruesome find has kicked off a murder investigation, which has put Algaba back into the spotlight. All right. So the only reason that he was able to, be easily discovered, right, and identified was his tattoos. Okay, the guy had a bunch of tattoos because they chopped his ass up and put him in a bag. Like, that is some scary ass shit. And the authorities believe that the alleged murder had been carried out by professionals. The crypto influencer often showcased his lavish lifestyle to his almost 1 million followers on Instagram, which included high-end cars, jet skis, fancy parties, yada, yada. However, apparently behind the veneer of opulence, there were some cryptic messages that began to emerge from his social media accounts. Like, they were alluding to encounters with malevolence from those he had once trusted and helped. So sounds like he owed some people money. That's what it sounds like to me. So according to Spanish newspaper El País, who broke the story, Algaba's rise to wealth was an apparent rags to riches tale with humble beginnings as a sandwich seller at the tender age of 14. So according to Algaba, his entrepreneurial spirit and investments in cryptocurrencies ensured that by the age of 2024, he amassed an impressive collection of wildly expensive vehicles, luxury watches, and other high-end items. But you know what? I believe I read that his brother actually said that this was cap, that he wasn't self-made at this point, and that Algaba actually had inherited some money. And so he was leveraging that, and then he was influencing, and then he was doing the crypto shit. But anyway, he may have been owing a lot of people money because according to El País reports, recently emerged that he was drowning in debt. And the Argentine tax agency wanted their cut of his crypto fortune. So I don't know how much crypto he owned. He's supposedly a multi-millionaire crypto influencer, but you know what? You never know with these influencers. A lot of them are full of shit. They're like faking it till they make it, and they're trying to fake the funk a lot of the times, trying to make it seem like they're richer than what they are. And it sounds like this guy was living way beyond his means. So basically, another allegation by El País is that Algaba was friends with the son of a prominent Boca Juniors Barra Brava leader, which is a thug group connected to football hooliganism. I don't even know what football hooliganism is, but apparently these guys are thugs and not the type of people you want to mess with. There was also some mention in some other article that he owed somebody $40,000. I mean, $40,000 isn't enough to cost somebody's life, but I don't know. I guess, you never know who you're dealing with. $40,000. Some people, they don't care. They will take you out for freaking $20, right? So anyway, this is a sad story. We're going to see what unfolds. The Argentinian police is still investigating, and hopefully they find out who committed this heinous act. So those are the 8 that happened in the past 9 months. Okay. In 2018, though, there were 2 other crypto tycoons that mysteriously died before being able to share the keys to their crypto wallets, okay? Gerald Cotton, a young crypto millionaire in his mid-30s or in his early 30s, passed away unexpectedly under bizarre circumstances. The guy was in India celebrating his honeymoon. He had some complications with Crohn's disease, allegedly. That's what the doctor said. That treated him. But apparently, like, Cotton ran a Canadian crypto exchange called Quadriga CX. It held millions of dollars of cryptocurrency, and Cotton was the only person who knew the access for all of the funds on board. So all of those funds were wiped out. Some folks, there was actually a Netflix special that talks about Gerald Cotton. And some people think that he faked his own death and ran out with the money. The Indian doctor said no, that he did in fact pass away from some complications due to Crohn's disease. The casket was not open, and there's a lot of people that don't believe that he actually really passed away. A lot of people think that he ran off with the money and he's chilling somewhere. So anyway, so there's also another crypto multimillionaire, Matthew Mellon. He died before being able to share the keys to his crypto wallets too. So these wallets held hundreds of millions of dollars in cryptocurrency. And Mellon died in April of 2018 while holding an absolute fortune in cryptocurrency called XRP. So these days, allegedly, it would be worth nearly $1 billion. I don't know. With these cryptos, if that's true. But allegedly, his portfolio, his cryptocurrency portfolio was worth about $1 billion in today's pricing. Mellon allegedly had a heart attack and died after taking the hallucinogenic drink ayahuasca. Okay, that's really weird. Like, I don't know. If like people don't go around dying of heart attacks after taking ayahuasca, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was with some people and they didn't like the way he was moving and they decided to wipe him out. Because apparently this guy, according to my research, what I did read about him, he had some drug problems. He had some demons, and it's unfortunate because we don't know where all these funds are, right? So really freaky stuff. So, okay, so let's move on from these creepy deaths. Hopefully justice is served. And let's talk about some of the investigations that the U.S. government has started against some of these crypto companies, all right? So the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's lawsuit against cryptocurrency exchanges Binance and Coinbase follow a year of price volatility and the collapse of several other crypto companies, including some extremely serious fraud charges against one of the largest crypto exchanges, FTX, and their disgraced CEO and founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, or how many of us, love to call him Sam Bankrupt Fraud, with his beautiful Jerry curl and looking like a 10-year-old that just got electrocuted. So, this guy really, really fumbled the bag. I mean, I have no idea why these wealthy people were throwing so much money at this clown. I mean, it's crazy. The guy looked super disheveled. He looked like a freaking 10-year-old child that just didn't comb his hair and barely bathed, okay? So anyway, the guy really fucked up. He was arrested in December of last year, and he's been out on $250 million bail, right? He's been staying at his parents' house awaiting his trial, which begins in October of this year. So I just read a couple of days ago that the prosecutors are trying to get his bail restricted because he was allegedly tampering with witnesses. So apparently he sent some, he's done this twice already, but most recently he sent some text messages or communications to some reporter that him and his ex, that ugly little weasel, Carolyn, what's her name again? That ugly ass fool, Carolyn freaking, I don't know. She looks like a rat, but anyway, her name is escaping me. But here, let me look it up actually right now. Give me a second. Carolyn Ellison. Okay, so this little witch, you want to hear something crazy? Like, this little witch paid herself $22.5 million as FTX verged on collapse. So her plea, like if she didn't take her plea deal, let me see how many years she was looking at. Hold on one second. Let me see. So this little freaking weasel, and she totally snitched on him. So she snitched on this cat, took a plea, and she was about to face like 100 and something years in prison or something. Like she was looking at like mad years. Let me see. Carolyn FTX, a plea. Let me see. So let me get these exact numbers. Okay, so yeah. So Carolyn Ellison was actually facing 110 years in jail before her snitch ass plea. So she totally threw this guy under the bus. She was freaking banging him. She sang like a little weasel. Oh my God, she looks like a rat. Anyway, she has connections. I guess her dad is like juiced in with the SEC or with the government. And she's walking around free. She's on bail, but her bail is much lower than his. Like he's on like, what did I say, $250 million bail. And they want to throw his ass back in prison because he's been talking too much. But let me see what her bail is. So her $250,000 bail. Like, how does he get $250 million bail? And because she snitched and she's a little snake. I mean, she fucked up too. She was doing illegal shit too. Like, her bail is $250,000. Get the fuck out of here. Like, anyway. So moving along, yeah, they want to throw his ass back in prison. So we'll see what happens with that. A couple weeks ago, Alex Mashinsky, the founder and former CEO of bankrupt cryptocurrency firm Celsius Network, was arrested and charged with defrauding customers and lying about his firm's business model. Like, are all of these companies freaking scams? I would say like maybe 90% of them are scams. This is crazy. So federal prosecutors said that Mr. Mashinsky, who's 57, misled customers into believing that Celsius was a safe place to park their money, when in reality, it was fraught with risks. He was also sued by the Security and Exchange Commission, the Commodities Future Trading Commission, and the Federal Trade Commission. Well, they're trying to throw the book at this guy. Like, this guy's probably going to die in prison. So the former CEO of the bankrupt cryptocurrency lender was arrested at his home in front of his family, allegedly, according to sources, and charged with 7 criminal counts, including securities fraud, commodities fraud, and wire fraud. While Celsius's former chief revenue officer, Ronnie Cohen-Pavin, was charged with 4 criminal counts, including price manipulation, wire fraud, and other offenses. Excuse me. Ay, ay, ay. Ronnie. Ay, ay, ay. Yikes. So, widely circulated reports that the SEC is investigating $20 billion crypto exchange Coinbase are just the tip of the iceberg. According to a staffer from U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis's office, the staffer allegedly said that every U.S. crypto exchange and the largest crypto exchange in the world, Binance, are in various stages of being investigated. So there are more than 40 U.S. cryptocurrency exchanges. And according to the staffer out of Cynthia Lummis's office, all of them are being investigated to a certain degree. So, I think like one of these papers, I tried to reach out to the SEC and they didn't respond to comments. But again, why would they, right? This is an ongoing investigation. So in March of this year, the CFTC, right, that's the commodities regulator, right, sued Binance and its founder, Changpeng Zhao, all right, alleging that they were operating an illegal exchange and sham compliance program. And Binance filed a motion to dismiss a few days ago. So literally, I was like reading the news, and this clown comes up, and his lawyers are trying to submit a motion to dismiss, saying that the commodities regulator CFTC has no right to sue him or Binance because he lives in China or something. So listen to this. The SEC is also suing Binance and its Changpeng Zhao, right? It's CEO Changpeng Zhao, accusing the crypto exchange and its founder CEO of operating a web of deception, charging him and his exchange with 13 offenses. So you have two regulators, right? The commodities regulator and the securities regulator going after this clown. And it's funny because Binance isn't either, but he did play himself, allegedly, according to the complaint. So listen here. So Binance handles billions in investments for many everyday investors, right? But the effects are likely to stretch far beyond the cloistered online world of crypto, right? So Binance dominates crypto trading, okay? Last year, its trades accounted for up to 70% of the market, with billions of dollars pumped through the exchange every day. So as a company has faced a tougher regulatory environment because shit hit the fan in March, its market share has fallen a bit, but it still accounts for around 50% of the monthly crypto exchange volume. So they're still holding it down. In 2019, Binance was facing a regulatory crackdown, right, in the US over a number of potential violations. In response, it restricted access to its main exchange, Binance.com, in the US and launched a new business, Binance.us. So Binance.us offered fewer crypto and digital assets than its parent company, but crucially, it was billed as an entire separate exchange that was run independently of Binance.com, right? So Binance.us would be subject to US regulations and therefore be able to operate legally within the country. What is Binance and its founder being accused of? All right, let's get into this. Among the central allegations from the SEC is that Binance and its founder Zhao failed to truly split the US company from the US exchange that it was spun off from. So Binance US says that from 2019, its customers were restricted from transacting on Binance.com. However, the SEC alleges that in reality, Binance and Zhao quote unquote, subverted their own controls to secretly allow high value US customers to continue trading on Binance.com platform. Okay, that's really fucked up because basically, if you were part of the rich boy club, you couldn't play. All right, as if these guys needed, more privilege. This is disgusting. It's like, why couldn't he just not play himself? That's the thing. All these guys, they end up playing themselves because they get overly greedy. So the SEC alleges that while Binance publicly claimed that Binance.us was a separate independent trading platform for US investors, Zhao and his little snake ass secretly controlled the US company behind the scenes. Among the products that Binance.us is alleged to have illegally offered, its US customers are they offer commodity derivatives, which effectively place a bet on the price of cryptocurrency rather than buying it directly. So another US regulator filed a lawsuit, right? So both of them, right, are going after him. And in March, claiming that the Binance had been offering these services since July 2019. So despite not being registered with the derivatives market regulator, this guy was clearly just playing fast and loose. So the SEC complaint includes evidence that the Binance leadership, they were very aware that they were involved in some super shady chicanery. Okay, this is funny. There was a message from the Binance chief compliance officer to a colleague included in the evidence in the lawsuit that reads this. Are you ready? Quote, "We are operating as a fucking unlicensed securities exchange in the USA, bro." End quote. Who the fuck are these people? Who does this? The self-snitching is insane. It reminds me of Andrew Tate with his stupid self-snitching ass. Anyway, best thing to do is to not do illegal, shady ass shit like these pieces of what. But anyway, I digress. Let me focus here. So the SEC alleged that assets were diverted to a separate entity owned and controlled by Zhao called Sigma Chain. So this was used for so-called wash trading. That's so wash trading is fraudulent practice. And you are not allowed to do that, with securities, and you're basically manipulating the market, okay? But since these cryptocurrencies, they're not regulated, this is the wild, wild west, and it just attracts the biggest douchebags. So this guy was caught wash trading, and wash trading is when a trader buys and sells the same asset, right, between their own accounts in order to give the artificial appearance of increased trading volume. Through the practice, the SEC alleges that Zhao was able to inflate the Binance.us trading volume. I swear these people are so fucking greedy. All right. So on June 6th, the SEC accused another crypto platform, Coinbase, of putting customers at risk by operating as an unregistered broker, exchange, and clearing agency. So Coin, that's the ticker symbol, began trading on April 16, 2021 on the NASDAQ, and it was a $342 per share stock. Today, it's trading at $94.76 per share. However, the stock went to the low 30s in January, okay, of this year. Now, that's super volatile, okay? I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Anyway, so look. So these are my concluding thoughts, in my opinion. Not only is crypto a highly speculative investment, it's also under a lot of scrutiny. And mark my words, they are going to start imposing regulations very soon. All right? Seems like most of these people that have really made money from crypto got in early and exited, leaving newer investors holding the bag. Look, nobody wants to be the one holding the bag, or nobody wants to get caught having to catch the falling knife, so to speak. But given that none of these coins have a business or any type of fundamental backing as to what they're worth, why take that risk and invest in cryptocurrencies? At the end of the day, the choice is yours, people. Are you going to follow some clickbaiting YouTuber feeding you lies? Are you really? Some clickbaiting idiot YouTuber trying to sell you some fraudulent course that gives you horrible advice, all right, that you have to pay for, where you should be getting paid to freaking sit through that bullshit, all right? Like, are you really going to follow a loser like that? This is lying, gassing you up, trying to tell you that you're going to be a millionaire by 2024 if you buy his stupid crypto course? Or are you going to do the homework and look for investments that have business fundamentals that match your tolerance for risk? Look, I would go with the latter, but the choice is yours. Either way, the point is, don't get scammed out there. Be sharp, be alert, and remember, at the end of the day, slow and steady wins the race. Some are calling, this grifter parade the golden age of fraud. Don't be a statistic, okay? Save your money. Don't get scammed. Be sharp, and remember, at the end of the day, slow and steady wins the race. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you learned something. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much.